Hey, what's up, family? You remember this is a quick side video. Do you remember I made that comment in the other one about Larry Ellison and how he wanted to put us saying citizens will be under their best behavior? Remember that comment? Let me dive into that real quick. I just want to be more specific. So this is him, Larry Ellison, worth $351 billion, up there with Elon, Steve Ballmer, etc. Right? And let's watch the video. Let's listen to him real quick. Oh, real quick, the context that of this video, this is just a short, so it's going to be very short, but you can go find the interview. But the context is that he is promoting a surveillance system where everything in life is surveilled, right? Just listen to him. You don't have to listen to my opinion on it.
Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on. And we're using AI to monitor the video, and the camera's always on. You don't turn it on and off. I need 2 minutes to take a bathroom break, and we'll turn it off. We don't really turn it off. What we do is we record it so no one can see it, but no one can get into that recording without a court order. Citizens will be on.
See what I'm saying? Right, so it's like citizens will be on their best behavior. First off, who's deciding what best behavior means? Who's deciding that? I thought the commentary that he made about never turning the cameras off, even when going to the bathroom, was interesting, right? Because in a surveillance type of state, you have no privacy. Also, you're being tracked and monitored everywhere you go. So could be said that you're constantly under threat. You don't. There is no way for you to get out, to have safety, to be able to remove yourself from the security of the system. And it sounds good in theory, like, oh yeah, everybody's under behavior. If you have nothing to hide, then everything should be okay. But hold on though, because you just said nobody will be able to see the video, the privacy and things like that without a court order. But we're seeing that there are certain high class individuals, right? We'll just call it that, that seem to buck the system at all times. Even with the court order, we don't get the truth. We don't get the full details. There is no standard or accountability. It's only to the regular average person. So are we tightening the reins on the other 99%, while the others, we'll call it, the elites, get to skirt that side of the system? Who has access? Who's gonna have access to this besides judges? Let's clarify that. Because the judges aren't running the systems. We know that. When we start to ask these more difficult questions about it, it doesn't seem like it's really for we the people. It seems like it's more for control of energy, control of you. Seems like we have quite a lot of surveillance. I see cameras out and about all the time, and have for quite some time. Most of my life, I would argue. Right? You don't even have to be from New York. You could just be from a mid-sized city, and you will see cameras everywhere, right? Phones everywhere. We already know that they hack into the phones and use that, right? We don't need more security and cameras and dictations. We don't need that. I want to make one last quick point, then I'll let it go. This is on Twitter that somebody said, and well, let's just do this so then it doesn't even matter. Um, None of your problems are because someone else is a billionaire. And I definitely agree with that at base level, right? Just at base level, my problems are not just because somebody else is a billionaire. But I do think when people make, and you see this has 40,000 likes, right? What did I tell you? Notice what goes viral and what doesn't, right? What's allowed to really push out there and get everybody's attention and what's not. What's suppressed? What does the algorithm push out there? And what is it not? When people make these kind of comments, obviously at face value, that's true. Is that they're not causing every problem in our life. But I do think it's within reason to say that there are a limited set of individuals that controlled most of the wealth, the financial wealth, and then in turn use that to control the masses, their consciousness, what they're allowed to do, they're allowed to think, what they're allowed to eat. And this isn't anything that, when I say this isn't anything that you can't actively research and find out on your own. This is public information, right? Nothing that I've talked about here is just out there or in conspiracies or in confidential agreements, right? Or anything like this is public information. Bill Gates actively buying farmland left and right. He even verbally tells you that he wants to control what foods you eat, what foods you don't eat. You have billionaires saying they want to block the sun, and they're actively developing things to do so, to manipulate the weather, to put tracking and digital ID inside of your body and calling it innovation. So when we have a meme like this talking about none of your problems are because someone else, it's like, yes, at face value, but what they do with that wealth, the energy behind the wealth, could be a problem. And now we get to something interesting. I got to close out here. When I first started awakening, and I started going through meditation, I was shown a lot of things were revealed to me, again, from the Most High, from my soul, all these kind of things. And one of the things was I was shown very clearly that I'm on mission to talk about these things. That's why I descended down here. At the same time, it's going to get dangerous for me as I talk about them. But I think that's so interesting. What am I talking about that's so out there or crazy? Or I'm using public information, I'm using what they are telling us, taking it at face value and having a conversation. What should be dangerous about that? Am I doing anything wrong? Am I doing anything? Am I fighting them? Am I aggressive? Am I, nope, just having a conversation based on what they are communicating to us. Shouldn't be anything ridiculous, shouldn't be anything that should be dangerous, but apparently that's what's going to come. But while I'm here, figure I'll let you know what I'm seeing. The energy behind all of it. Right? Not just at face value, what is being done with what they're saying. Where's the action at? Well, the action seems to show the proof is in the pudding. They said what they said and they're implementing what they said. And until we stand up and say no, or we see you and we're thinking multiple moves ahead just like you are, and we're not really feeling that, it'll just keep going. So really, the threat that is out there is my mind, my consciousness. And that's what I hope I do with all of you, is open up your mind and your consciousness. All right? I promise not to keep you too long in this one. I love y'all. Peace.